I want Da Vinci my kicks. Audemars can't see when they tick. I'm at war, I might send a blitz. Kill 'em off, I feel like John Wick. Make me sick, so I need a hug. Smoke this gas, I'm off of these drugs. Who to trust? I don't got no love. They don't wanna see me up.
Welcome back to You're Not Gonna Like This. This is episode one. In this episode here, we're gonna talk about Corona in sports. Mainly, what we're gonna talk about in this episode is how have professional leagues handled the coronavirus. Biggest thing we're gonna talk about is NBA bubble, since that's probably the most exciting thing that is back, since sports is back in action. Things we're gonna talk about as well within the NBA bubble is a couple of standout guys we've seen, some surprise teams, the biggest thing would be the social justice messages that the NBA is allowing players to wear. A couple of award predictions, and then we're gonna finish that whole thing off with first round predictions. All right, so coronavirus, how the leagues have handled it. So first, we're gonna talk about college and professional sports, college football. College football, I don't think they've handled it pretty well. I've seen the Big Ten cancel, and I've also seen the Mountain West Conference cancel and the MEAC Conference cancel as well. And personally, over my thoughts on that is like I think because there are no fans in attendance at the games this year is a big reason why they're canceling. Because as we all know, the NCAA is a corrupt organization and they make a lot of money off the players they have without giving back to the players really, except scholarships. But that's not really NCAA. That's more of a college-based thing. But they don't get no memorabilia or none of the money that they make off their likeness, as I should say. And I feel that's a big reason why the NCAA or FBS has canceled a lot of those things because they can't make money off it this year. It's really just going to be strictly football, essentially. What about you, PJ? What you got to say about that?
Personally, I think I like how some of them handle it. I mean, other than of course, the big college football markets like the SEC and the ACC. They're still worried about this whole money factor, everything. So they're not even trying to cancel their season. But all these other conferences that have been, giving up their seasons for the safety of the players. I mean, I think it shows a big step in what the NCAA is doing by caring about the players. Because there's a whole narrative how the NCAA doesn't care about its players and this, that, and the third. So, I mean, honestly, I think I like it. I mean, I think the SEC is going to have to once they take a stand on this whole thing. I think that's when everything shuts down because the SEC is like really the only conference that matters in college football. We're being completely honest. But yeah, I think it's pretty good that all these college football programs and conferences are looking at it from a health and safety perspective and giving it up. So we're gonna see what happens. College football is a huge money market, so we gonna see.
Do you feel the same thing would be happening with the future sports like basketball and all the winter championships? Because you see that they cancel all the fall championships except football, of course. But what about winter and spring sports? You feel like that's going to be the same results?
It's really gonna depend, honestly, how you know how they're working at coming up with that's kind of a solution to the whole pandemic. Maybe whether it's a vaccine or just something that brings the numbers down. Honestly, I wouldn't bet on it. I really wouldn't bet on winter sports having a season like basketball and like wrestling and stuff like that. I don't think they're going to continue. But spring sports, I think they have a chance because that's not till the middle of next year. So we're gonna see, man. I'm hoping we have some college hoops because that's March Madness, the best time of the year, bro.
Definitely, I was really hurt when they canceled that this year. I was like, dang, because I was really looking forward to seeing some of that. But also, Mark Emmett, the president of the NCAA, he said that because the NBA and the NHL are doing so well with their bubble method, that they might try to do a bubble method for college sports. And I think that would work really well since it's conference based. I feel like what I was thinking in my mind was that since all the conferences would find like a common location, for instance, since we go to Mason, it's A10, a big area for that would kind of be like we do it in New York or something, for instance, 'cause that's the biggest city in the A10 that most people, and we also host the A10 tournament there as well. So creating like a bubble for like just A10 players, for all the teams to go in and out and work like that. I feel like if each conference did that, I think it would be really successful in my eyes.
See, what thing about that is though, who's paying for it? You feel me? Because at the end of the day, all the money that you look at it from the NBA perspective, the NBA pays for it through because they're all like a shared like it's like a shared league. You feel me? Like the players and like the league owns that's the NBA's like the players union is what put all that together. You feel me? It's like with the NCAA, whenever a team goes to a hotel to have a away game or whatever, the team is paying for their own stuff. You feel me? So it's like if they go into this bubble situation for however many days, weeks, or even months, how are they gonna you know pay for this? Whose pocket is it coming out of? You feel me? So it's like I don't know. I don't know about a bubble environment for amateur sport. I feel like it's easier with a professional sport, especially the NBA being is that the union is what puts everything together like that. So I don't know. We're gonna see what's up with that.
It is very true. Chris Paul was a lead factor in why we have the bubble now. He is one of the main reasons why that did happen. Speaking of bubble sports, how do you feel like about the NHL and the NBA? You see that they've had zero coronavirus tests in the last 2 weeks of tests, July 31st and August 5th. They've had none of their players came back positive with a test yet. Do you
I mean,
feel like that's the future of sports until the virus gets under control?
I think so. I mean, you got to be open to doing stuff like that. You can see, if it's really like apples and oranges. Like the NBA has handled this better than anybody could have imagined. Whereas other leagues like the NFL per se, you know, they don't even know what to do because I feel like it's a little harder for them to have a bubble environment with that many people. You know what I'm saying? There's so many people on the NFL team and but I think in terms of the future, I mean, if you can afford to do this bubble thing, it obviously works. If you're really on top of it, if you're really not taking it with a grain of salt. I mean, it's like it's actually something that actually works. So I think for the time being, it seems realistic. I don't know what they're gonna do about the NBA regular season in the bubble though, because that's 82 games, and either they're gonna have to shorten that tremendously because there's no way you're gonna keep all them guys in a bubble for that long. No way, no
Yeah,
chance.
that might be to revisit what I was saying earlier. They might have to do it like this. What do you think about like a conference, like conferences bubbling up, like each Western Conference team plays a team. I don't know 3 or 4 times, however it is. Like basically, it's like how the Western Conference, each conference play each other. Those within their division, they play them 4 times, but everybody outside they play them three. So I think it's like 5 divisions per league. So it'll be 20 games within your division, and then it'd be 4 divisions, 3 games. I don't know how many teams each game, but something like that. Normally it's like I think it turns out to be like 42, 43 games within your conference. How do you feel about something like that going down?
Hmm. That's a whole lot of games, bro. I mean,
It
I
is.
don't know.
Yes.
I feel like you would just have to shorten it, like regardless. If you're planning on having, a bubble for a season, oh, you might have to shorten it to, how in the lockout years they played 66. I think it was 2012. They played 66
Yeah.
games.
It's about 66.
So I mean, might even have to shorten it, to be less time than that. So I mean, I think it could work if you shorten the season. 82 games, that ain't gonna work at all. Like, but I don't know. Hopefully we won't even have to have this whole bubble situation anymore. We can go back to seeing teams playing their home arenas and things of that nature. But I don't know, man. The NBA gonna have a lot of work to do when it comes to how they handle everything after this whole bubble thing. But as far as this bubble goes, that it's tough, man. That ain't working out perfectly.
Yeah, it is. It is. And then I feel like NFL they're getting better now. When they now I'm kind of disappointed in NFL really because their season ended before this virus started, so they've had countless 6, 7 months to come up with a plan to have a successful season, and to see that they're still struggling shows that the leadership in the NFL is kind of mediocre in my eyes. With that, it's not really good.
Well, the NFL is like, isn't the NFL owned by the owners anyway? So it's like, it's really just a reflection of how your whole view on how this, coronavirus pandemic is even going. You can see, I guess, I don't want to turn it into a political thing, but I feel like a lot of the owners you know, maybe supporters of the Republican Party, and Republicans are, they're more careless when it comes to coronavirus, in my opinion, for what I'm seeing on the news and whatnot. So I mean, I don't know. Hopefully the NFL is, just they're getting better and with time. And I would like to see an NFL season, and hopefully they'll be able to proceed without too many positive coronavirus tests. I know. Hopefully they do a little better than the MLB because I saw a headline about the Marlins. They had like 19 people in his personnel test positive or something like that. So I don't know. We gonna see. I feel like the NFL gonna go on regardless, cause just cause the NFL generates so much money. You know what I'm saying? And everything is run by money. Everything revolves around money. If we be completely honest, when it
It,
comes to
it
sports.
is.
So
It is an honest league. I'm not too excited myself, man. I'm not a fan of my team or
oh yeah,
the
The football
Washington
team.
football
Yes
team.
sir.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
So
That's very
that I'm gonna have to get used to when the ticket comes across the sports and it's not gonna say WAS, it's gonna say WFT or something. I'm just
Washington football team. That's
that joke that joke will look ugly. It will not.
all the meetings y'all had. Y'all couldn't come up with nothing better than that.
Hey, look, man, I'm hearing he trying to move Dan Snyder out of there, but he's been pretty bad.
Yeah, he's actually terrible. Being
He's been an
completely
owner
honest.
since he's been an owner since when I was born. I'm
Y'all
saying
ain't y'all,
led
y'all
to
ain't y'all ain't
no
done
playoff,
nothing.
no
Y'all ain't
playoff,
done nothing.
no play, or like two playoff appearances.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough out here. But I ain't trying to turn this into a newscast or anything. But I keep my phone beside me just to keep a guide so I don't go too far off topic. But I was looking at my phone and I just saw that the Pelicans fired Alvin Gentry.
Yeah, good. They needed to. If we being completely honest.
Why Alvin? Why so soon? Like it was a bad season for the Pelicans. I feel Zion was hurt for a good 3/4 of the season. And I don't know Brandon Ingram. I'm a huge fan, but I don't know if he's there yet to be star player.
I mean, honestly, I feel like I feel like it was a good move, but they should have waited maybe till next year started just to see how, they 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 came back after the off season, how Zion's health was looking, how his shape was looking. He looked pretty big in the bubble. You know what I'm saying? He was out of shape. They weren't playing no defense because he looks confused 24/7 on the basketball court when it comes to defense. So it's like I don't know. I feel like they could have gave it a little more time, but I mean I feel like it was a pretty good move because Gentry not. I feel like Gentry not really known as one of these these defensive minded coaches, and I think the Pelicans can use one of those because without defense, you can't score. So it's like if you're a running gun team like them, if you're not playing no defense, how you gonna get these running gun fast break opportunities? So I think they should look for a defensive minded coach, whether that be one of them guys from Toronto or somebody, man. If they get themselves a defensive minded coach, I think they'll be straight. But Alvin Gentry, it was his time to go, man. He's been there for 5 seasons. He's only had one season plus 500. So yeah, nah, he he definitely had
Yeah.
to get up out of there.
Speaking of the bubble teams, let's go ahead and look at the NBA bubble. First off, with the format, do you feel like with the Suns not making it going 8-0, do you feel like it was fair the way the NBA set up that format, or was it really fair because they kind of helped the Grizzlies out by rewarding them the fact that during the regular season they were the AC and they held it down from day one all the way to the suspension of the season. Do you feel like they did that pretty well?
I mean, yeah, I think the whole format is pretty cool. I just think that, you know, every single thing had to go right for the Suns to make it, and everything didn't go right with the Blazers beating the Nets. So they knew what needed to happen going in, and they balled out, and they put themselves just that much closer to even getting into the playoffs. But at the end of the day, y'all record wasn't that good before we got into the bubble. Y'all didn't handle business before the bubble even started. So I mean, while y'all did go 8-0, while everybody was rooting for y'all and things of that nature, the Grizzlies did their thing all regular season before they got into the bubble, and they had margin for error when it came to how many losses they had and what games they needed to win, just because they were in the HC when we came in, and then the Blazers, they just balled out and did what they needed to do. So man, honestly, if I was the Suns, I'd be disappointed, but at the end of the day, this is huge for y'all confidence going into the next season, and y'all seeing what lineups y'all can work with. with players. Y'all could work with like Cam Johnson. He improved. Mikal Bridges. He's like one of the better young 3-and-D guys in the league. Y'all even got some stuff out of Javon Carter, and ain't nobody think he was gonna do anything. So I mean, you just got to know you just got to know what you got going in the next season, and build off of that. And if y'all, I think Monty Williams did a good job too, just because he's one of them coaches that brings young guys together and gets the best out of them. So I mean, salute to the Suns. It's sad y'all didn't make it. I would much rather see them play Dame in the play-in rather than John Morant and them. But at the end of the day, you gotta handle business when it counts, and they weren't able to do that, unfortunately. But it was a good run.
I was really excited to watch it. I was like Devin Booker. I ain't seen Devin Booker play like that since he's been in the league. I'm not gonna hold you.
Yeah,
He
D-Book.
he went crazy. 35 a game. Oh,
D-Book was out there looking like your boy. He was out there looking like Kobe.
definitely be legendary. Definitely, he was doing exactly what he wrote on the quote of his shoes when he signed them the first time. He was looking really good. But another guy that's really been balling was that my man T.J. Warren. He was going crazy. 52 points, first game in the bubble. I didn't think T.J. Warren was capable of that. I ain't never seen him ball like that before. I was shocked when I got that news.
Players be scoring 50 points all the time, bro. I seen Mo Williams drop 50 once. Everybody capable of scoring 50. At the end of the day, when T.J. Warren played my guys, he ain't do nothing. He had 12 points. He got clamped up in the second half. Shouts out to T.J. Warren, but you can't talk about that mess with Jimmy Butler and expect to get easy bucks, right? You know what I'm saying? So, man, nah, T.J. Warren has been balling though. If it wasn't for Dame, I'd probably give him the bubble MVP. If it wasn't for Dame and Book, he's third in the running.
Yeah, definitely. But I feel like Dame was definitely going to win the MVP.
Oh
Not only
yeah,
the fact because he made the playoffs. He's on
nah,
team.
bro. When you go from dropping 51 to 61 and then 42 and 12 assists, and you lead them all to wins, bro. There's no way you can't give him. There's no way you can't give him bubble MVP. He has to get it. There's really no other option for real. Plus, if he didn't score that many points in his games, they would have lost. Like they needed all them points that he scored.
Mm-hmm. I would definitely want the Bowl MVP award though. That's kind of a prestigious award though. That might be like a one-time thing.
That's like a once in a lifetime opportunity right there.
You look at that, JB, like I was Bowl MVP during the coronavirus. So yeah,
it's going down in the history books, regardless of how you look at it, bro. Because we had never seen nothing like this, so they're gonna be like, yeah. Remember that time the NBA had a bubble and Dame Lillard balled out? Yeah,
forever. That's gonna be news forever. And, I don't want to create a lot of controversy, but I'm serious now. I think Dame Lillard's the best point guard in the league. I don't know, cause like people be like, man, people forget that about Curry. And I understand he didn't make the playoffs. He was hurt most of the year, and I do understand that. But when you look at the comparison, it's like Dame and Curry both got the same range now. You can definitely argue that because Dame's pulling from 40 almost now. And then the sporadic scoring now, I don't feel Curry's a true scoring guard, but Dame can put up 50 any night. I ain't saying Curry can't, but if I was to put money on it, I think Dame would get 50 faster than Curry would. It's just because, but that's because of the way of the offense, of course, because the Warriors don't surround offense with Curry like that. They kind of run bumping screens and they get everybody involved from Clay to Draymond to Steph. But when I look at it, Steph's still the better shooter than Dame. That's no questions about that. When I look at the playmaking, I'll be like, Dame's a better point guard in my eyes. And he's a better finisher than Curry in my eyes as well. So it's a vice versa. That's an argument I look to have in the future.
I feel like you got to look at it from different avenues. Like at one end, you got Steph, where even if he doesn't have the ball, he's gonna find a way to get open and score. Whereas Damian Lillard, he has to have the ball in his hands to create the opportunities for himself. Whether it's somebody sets a screen and they give him with the handoff, he dribbles off it and shoots off the screen or things like that. He's not really like this kind of catch and shoot type of guy or whatever. But honestly, I don't know where you can argue with the point guard argument, because at the end of the day, Steph Curry got 3 rings and 2 MVPs. So I mean, it's always gonna be something like that from people's opinions from that. But like, if we're talking about better score, it's Dame, about no question. It's better scoring. Like Steph Curry not putting up 60 points. He's just not. And if he is putting up 60, it's because he got hot from the three. Like Dame can give it to you from anywhere. Like he'll take you off the dribble, finish inside. He'll take you from the mid range. He'll pull up a logo three. Honestly, Dame Lillard shoots farther than Steph Curry on a regular basis. Steph Curry can make those, but he doesn't just come up court and pull him from half court like Dame does. So I mean, I wouldn't argue with you if you said Dame was the best point guard in the league, because I honestly think he is right now, especially while Curry's gone. But honestly, we're gonna have to see how Curry come back next year, because if Curry come back next year and he start hooping and the Warriors start winning, yeah, we're gonna have to give it back to Curry, just because he just came back and killed.
Yeah, that's true. I saw something like they said Cam was like Dame and Curry Dame were on 16 versus Curry, and I was like can't count all those games because 12 of those games was when Dame was an 8 seed and Curry was the 1 seed. So I was like, can't count all of them, but the Western Conference Finals now.
Yeah,
that's the argument that's gonna carry Curry
that's the
right
problem.
there.
That's the problem.
Like,
Because in that series, Dame pretty much folded. Keep it a band, because he had these leads going. He had these leads going into these late games, and they would just fold in the clutch.
20-point plus leads, both
But
in game 3 and game 4, and they both lost. I was like,
I feel like I can't blame him entirely because of that, simply because they were playing the Warriors. You got 2 of the 3 best shooters all time on your team.
That's true. That's
so it's like,
true.
At the end of the day, I mean, I don't know, man. Dame might have to leave Portland if he wants to be put into this, this narrative of best players in the league, because Portland is not winning enough for that argument to make a good case for him. They're not winning enough.
Loyalty is a beautiful thing. I like loyalty. Loyalty is great, and I like seeing players stay with their teams. But if you can't win there, I don't feel like it's no purpose of you really staying there if you're not gonna win.
It's not like, if he doesn't win anything for the next couple years, or at least till his little supermax is over, he might have to take into consideration getting out of there and teaming up with somebody who's on the same mission. You know what I'd like to see, if it was possible, man? Dame and Giannis on the same team.
Oh my God, that's
because I don't know when their contract's over. I know Giannis is up soon, but if somehow
free agent next year, he 2021.
Yeah, he need to come to South Beach. I know he wanted to see that we got palm trees and beaches and sun in Miami. He need to come through. I know he cold up in there in Milwaukee, man. Him and Bam as the second line of defense trying to get past Jimmy Butler. Nah, you ain't scoring against us.
That'd be something to see. Giannis is one of those generational talents. He's surprisingly, for a guy that really not a shooter, bro, can really just come up the court, hit you with a Euro step, or just run straight through you and dunk on you. Like, that's like when Shaq said that was like me reincarnated. When I look at him play, I can see it. Now, he's not as big as Shaq, but it puts in my mind, like, imagine Shaq with speed. Like, he could actually move the court, take like 2 steps from half court and dunk on you. Oh,
bro, he's unstoppable, bro. It's like
he's probably
the most dominant player since Shaq. I mean, he's averaging, what is it, like 30 and like 12 or no 30 and 14 this season and 6 assists. So he could probably get Defensive Player of the Year and MVP. So I think as much of a LeBron fan as I am, LeBron might be passing that torch if he don't do some of these playoffs.
That's true, and I can live with that.
Yeah,
LeBron been in the league for 17 years.
Yeah.
He's been holding on to that crown since Miami. Since Miami days. I feel like it's that time where we're looking next up.
If Giannis won a ring this year, yeah, he's definitely the best player in the league, no question.
That's true.
But if LeBron wins a ring this year, yeah, nah, LeBron might be the GOAT if he win a ring this year. No cap. I already think he's the GOAT, but
everybody has their own. But we're not gonna get into that because that can go for hours about who's the GOAT, because everybody has their own one, and very rarely you're gonna convince somebody that they not the GOAT. You can't. It's nothing you can do. The only problem I had is when I hear people our age saying Michael Jordan's the GOAT, and I'm like, bro, you couldn't even watch him play. How you gonna say that? Did you watch the highlights?
Man, nah, you see Michael Jordan probably the only person I will not really try to have this insane argument about who's to go with
True.
because after watching The Last Dance, sheesh, man,
It was insane. It was insane. That was a great documentary. You know, I can live with
man,
it too because Kobe literally copied Michael Jordan, so did everything, everything
man. No
to
matter
a
how
T.
much, honestly, I don't know, man. I just think when it comes down to who can ball, like who's yeah, Mike had these scoring titles and things of that nature, but who's a better handler of the rock? Who knows the game better? Who's just a better overall basketball player? It's LeBron. It's not even a question. Like LeBron was LeBron was made to do everything on the court. Like Mike had the scoring, Mike had the defense, but he won't doing the things LeBron be doing when it comes to leading the team and running the point and controlling the game. Like Mike would just kill you from the point perspective and the defense perspective, but LeBron will dead put players where they need to be, and for some reason Matthew Dellavedova has 15 points because LeBron was over here setting him up, or Alex Caruso out here with 12 points because LeBron over here trying to get him in the right spot. I don't. It's crazy to see.
It's monumental to watch all three of them play, and I could live with saying it's tied. I could live with that.
Yeah,
It's
I could
tied
too. I
because it's
could.
all because they all affected the game in their own ways and they all dominated in their own ways. Like you said, Mike with the point and the defense, and LeBron with just the pure facilitating. And don't sleep on him. He will give you 35 if you sleep. Um, and then with the Kobe, the same thing like Mike with the point and the defense perspective and then a little bit of passing here and there. But nonetheless, speaking of LeBron and Giannis and all those great guys, so who are you taking for the title this year as we move into the playoffs now?
Um, I don't know. This gonna be a crazy playoffs, man. Because if we're going off of on paper, I'm taking the Clippers. If we're going off play, might have to go with either the Raptors or the Bucks in the East. And if we're going off what I think they're gonna do, I got the Lakers, no question. What I think LeBron gonna show up like he usually do. I think AD he gonna hoop because he's top 5 in the league. And I think Danny Green gonna start hitting shots because Danny Green love the moment. He love the finals. That boy Danny Green, that's finals Danny Green. He knocked down shots in the
Yeah,
finals.
Finals Danny
So
Green. He need to be in my team. Call him 2K. Bro,
plus
getting 99 3
exactly,
out
bro.
there.
They gave him a card, but it was a diamond, which I didn't understand because Danny Green is like a Galaxy Opal times 2 in the finals.
Yeah, bro doesn't miss.
He don't miss in the finals, but he's been
But
missing a lot in his bubble. So
they said depth perception is a key thing. I've never been on NBA court, so I do not know exactly what they mean by that. But
I
apparently that
mean,
is a very key thing.
I believe it. I believe it. But at the end of the day, those are professionals, and whatever little things they took through their career to help them shoot a little better, we would never know. So
That's really true.
maybe
But
maybe they need different angles from three to make it, or I don't know. But Danny Green needs to start hitting shots because they need him.
we definitely, as a Lakers fan, I know we're gonna need everybody on their P's and Q's. I'm gonna need all of it because I don't wanna I don't want it to be the first time we made the playoffs in 6 years and we go out in the first round or second round.
Oh yeah, nah, I don't think y'all gonna
Weird.
go out. Y'all not gonna go out that early. I got LeBron James. LeBron ain't taking no L's that early. You tripping, bro?
Because the path we're looking at is we gonna play the Blazers more than likely because I don't see them losing to the Grizzlies today, or in the plan in general. And then we also looking at playing the Houston or OKC. Now that might be a little something there. Houston
Yeah.
with the special line with no center, of course. That's always a hard fix. But with that though, I feel like it's 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 possible to win that because I really like the lineup what we did in the bubble game where we ran our small ball lineup. We put AD at the 5. I like that lineup really a lot because with AD having the ability to shoot from 3, it creates more. And then for me, I feel like James Harden's a hard guard to guard because it's like bro can kill you from the 3. He can just blow by you and Euro step his way to the lane. He's probably definitely the best shooting guard in the league. No questions about it. So I don't. That's a team I would definitely be
Man,
worried about for me
let me
personally.
let me ask you something. So why didn't y'all pick up Carmelo Anthony, bro?
Why didn't we pick up? I don't know. But my answer probably would be is because would Melo fit in the offense we play? Because at that time when Melo got signed, the Lakers' offense was AD first option, Braun second option, third option is Kyle Kuzma, and I think the Lakers organization is really high on Kyle Kuzma, and I like Kyle. Kyle's a great player. He's
That
really good. He's coming into his role better now. He's looking real good in the
but
bubble especially.
Kyle Kuzma is a perfect bench player. Y'all could have brought Melo off
It's
off.
true.
Y'all could have started Melo at the 3 while LeBron ran the 1, Danny Green ran the 2,
Too.
and JaVale McGee ran the 5, and AD ran the 4. I
And
mean,
that's a good lineup. Kyle Kuzma, six man. I could definitely live with that as well because there's a couple of times in the regular season when he did come off the bench for us as a six man, and he was balling like Christmas
yeah.
Day. He came off the bench, had 15 in the first quarter.
When he
So
comes out the bench, he's a hooper. I mean,
yeah, he
he,
can.
he
He's one of those players that can come off the bench, can start. He can do. He can score. He's a stretch four for real out there. He can really score the ball when he needs to. He needs to. So yeah, but Melo, I don't, I don't know why. I couldn't answer the question. I would like to see him in a Laker uniform. That would have been pretty cool. Watch Melo and Brown ball out together. But I really hope Melo, the Blazers keep him because they're the main reason why they're in the play-in right now. Let's not forget, even though Dame is dropping 36 a game, let's not forget Melo is dropping 20 a game along with Dame. So Melo is a very key piece why they are in the position they are. And if they were healthy this entire year, like if Yursa was back and Melo wasn't sitting out because of some injuries or McCollum was sitting out, like Shaq and Kenny said on TNT the other day, they're third seed, they're a 3 seed, 4 seed team, and I could definitely see that because they got the roster. So like if they ever get their defense straight, oh yeah, the Blazers are definitely gonna come into play eventually, and they're gonna be looking real good. So like it's unfortunate that they're gonna be an 8 seed because I don't feel they should be an 8 seed. They're definitely, like I said, 3 or 4, but nonetheless, um, it is what it is at this point, and I'm really excited for playoffs. Very ecstatic. First exciting action we've had in like 8 months of sports. It's about to go down.
it's about to get
Um,
hectic.
I ain't gonna lie, I told my sister, I was like, Monday, we better do everything we gotta do Monday morning, cause when 1:30 hits, I'm not, I'm watching. I'm a basketball fan. Like I just don't watch the Lakers play. I
Yeah,
watch,
facts.
I watch all the games. I like to see everybody. I like to see everybody ball. Try to find as many games as I can.
That's
I don't,
facts.
I don't be watching the blowout series. The Bucks and the
Yeah,
Magic.
Bucks and the
Nah,
Magic. Yeah, I ain't even
I
tuning
wasted
into
my
that.
time. Mo Bamba just had to leave for the rest of the season. He had some post coronavirus evaluation he had to do. I don't know
Man,
what
Mo
that. I
Mo
don't know what
Bamba
that
won't go
is.
do nothing. Mo Bamba won't go do nothing.
Hey, he
Was he?
would have helped. He would have helped. He would have put a little more rim defense in front of
Man,
Giannis. But they
the
also lost Jonathan Isaac too. So yeah, they're gonna get swept. No
the, Ma-
questions.
the, Ma- the Magic don't have enough, bro. It's as simple as that.
Yeah,
They don't got
yeah, no,
enough.
they gonna get swept. No more Bamba. No Jonathan Isaac. And Gordon don't got it all by himself. Neither does Nikola Vucevic. No sir. And that's kind of like the same thing they had last year when they played the Raptors. Low key, if you look at it, you really look at it. But no, they're not.
Man,
Unless
my boy,
Giannis foul out or something, or Chris Middleton, be Chris Middleton and go for 5 points a game. Mm-mm. Then the
my,
Magic should definitely get swept.
my boy Markel finna hoop though. Just know that Markel Fultz, he finna put people on notice.
He's really been balling this season.
If
I've liked to see. I've liked seeing the way he's came back from the whatever was going on in Philly. I feel like Philly was ruining him. They was changing that man's jump shot. I was like, bro, did you see his Washington highlights? Like, bro, was averaging 25 out there, and you want to go change his jump shot? That's
Yeah, nah,
terrible.
Markel was a
Terrible.
problem. Markel was a problem in college though.
Definitely.
There's a problem.
definitely. But when it comes down to these first round predictions, when I look at the East, Bucks 4-0 Magic. That's no questions. Raptors Nets. I got 4-1. I think Karras might take a game. He might. I don't know about two. Two might be pushing it because limited roster, and if they find a way to close off Karras, then Raptors should win with no problems because they got the weapons with Fred and Kyle Lowry looking real good. Looking like it. Looking like when he played with DeMar. You know, looking inconsistent. He looking real well. And Pascal balling, and they kind of got the same team last year. They really like how they bounced back from Kawhi leaving and still being the second seed in the West. And then when I look at the 3-6, who's 3-6? Yeah, look, let me see. Because the Pacers Heat is 4-5, so I'm missing something I can't think right now. But I
Three,
do.
three,
Who's the
3-6
3-6 for me?
is Boston
Oh,
and
Philly.
Philly. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Boston, Philly. I got Boston. Boston. I feel like Boston in 7. I'm thinking that series going 7 in my eyes. I feel it.
Seven?
I feel it.
Seven?
I feel it. I feel it. Cause
Nah.
because
They have
nobody.
no Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is gone.
Ben Simmons is a very huge piece, but if the Sixers had so much talent on the roster, like there's no reason they should lose in 4 or 5. No way. It's no way. It's going 6 or 7 in my eyes. I can see it because who's guarding Joel Embiid? Daniel Thesis? No sir. And it's Cantor? Nah, Joel Embiid is going for 30 and 10 a night out there. And if Tobias Harris and Josh Richardson play like they should and score like they should, then yes, that series can go 6 or 7. But if it's just Joel out there, then yeah, 5 games, no question. But I got the Celtics winning regardless. But the length of the series, it all depends on how Tobias and Josh play. And then when I talk to my cousin, he's a huge Celtics fan. And when I look at the matchups, I'm like, it can go 7 because if you put Matisse Thybulle on Jalen and you put Josh on Jason or vice versa, however you want to do it, you got 2 good defenders on 2 of their best players. And then it had to be Kemba Walker. Now Kemba Walker been hurt. He been hurt. And he ain't been playing too well. So unless Kemba Walker come back like he was in Charlotte, Celtics might be in trouble if Matisse and Josh found a way to limit Jalen and Jason. And then centers, they don't have no center that can score really. They don't have anything. Daniel Thesis is a pick and pop guy kind of guy, and his Cantor is a post up. And he's not posting up Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid's one of the better post defenders in the league, so that's not happening. So like it can the way on paper it can go 7. Now on the court, obviously it plays different on the court, of course. But we have to look at it. And then the Pacers Heat. Now I'm gonna have to go with the Heat, obviously. Because the Pacers they've been playing well, but playoff Jimmy is nothing to be messed with. Playoff Jimmy comes the ball. He's definitely taking TJ Warren 1-on-1. And if they play him any way that they did the first game, TJ Warren's going to be going for 15 a night out there, not like 25 as he has been. And then when I look at, they don't have enough weapons because I don't know Victor. Something's going on with Indiana. I'll keep an eye on that because they're not trying to play him and stuff like that because of the quad split.
He not the same no more, bro.
I doubt anybody will be the same after tearing their quadricep tendon. That's like tearing your Achilles. Like, I don't know how well you coming back from that. I don't think he should have came back. Honestly, I think he should do like KD did, just go ahead and thug it out, send out the whole season because the Pacers were 4th without him there. So it won't like he was gonna make much of a
Yeah,
difference,
but
and he
the
didn't.
bonus went down though.
That's true. So
So it's
yeah,
a
that's another reason why I see the Heat winning because yeah, they don't have no DeMontis opponents. He's a very key piece, and Miles Turner can't do it by himself. He's not that kind of player. He's not no. He's a defensive center with a solid shot. And then they really been relying on TJ Warren's production to really get them to stay in that 4th spot. But I don't know because the Heat, I got them going possibly 5, maybe 6, It depends. The Pacers do
I
be sneaky in the playoffs sometimes. What about your East? The conference predictions.
Bucks Magic sweep. Toronto Raptors Nets sweep. Celtics Sixers. I got Celtics in 5 or 6. Just because Philly don't have any weapons other than Embiid, and you're really gonna have to get the most out of Tobias Harris and Al Horford, and they just don't. I feel like they just not good enough to beat the Celtics. The Celtics are insane. They got pieces. They got 3 20-point scorers. They got Gordon Hayward averages 18. They got Smart off the bench playing that defense. They got Tice, who he does what you need. What you need him to do. They just got players on their squad. I think without Ben Simmons, the Sixers look real suspect. Keep it 100 with you, but yeah, I think that's going 6, and I think we got the Pacers in 5 or 6, just because they don't got nobody to check us for real. We out here, we be sparking threes, we playing defense. We got Jimmy Butler, we got Bam. Man, we just don't.
The other night, don't forget about Tyler out there.
Man, don't we got one of the best shooters in the league in Duncan Robinson. So you can't.
He's a sniper.
You can't. Don't sleep on us. The Bucks lucky we got them second round, because if we had them in the conference finals, man.
That might be a series I might have to tune into. Bucks and Heat, because the Heat have won 2 out of the 3 games they've played, and the Heat got what I like to call the Giannis defender. They got Bam out of body, a guy that can guard. He's a mobile. He's not like a Joel Embiid. He's not very slow. Like Bam can actually. He got good lateral quickness for a 7-footer. Bro, he can guard. He kind of, if he was like a Brandon Clark, like maybe like an inch or 2 shorter, he can guard 1 through 5, but he can guard 3 through 5. So he can guard most people. But
nah, Bam not 7 feet. Bam 6'9". That's why he's so good at it.
Because of that, he's 6'9", it's even better. So yeah, he can guard.
Nah, see the problem with Giannis is he just so damn good. So I mean, there's really nothing you can do about that guy. Last game we played him, he fucked us up. So I mean,
if he can, it's hit or miss. Some days you're gonna stop him. Some days he's gonna give you 40. It's all depends how you guard him. Like I said, it's gonna be a good series, but I feel like if they give him a mixed look with, if they double team him with Bam and Jimmy, that could be really good. But I don't know if that's possible, because Jimmy got to focus on Chris. Because even though Chris be pretty inconsistent when it comes to playoff basketball, if you do disrespect him, he will give you 25. So
I mean, we had multiple people to put on Giannis. I know last game we ran some stretches where we had Jay Crowder on Giannis, and Jay Crowder was forcing turnovers on him just because he has quick hands and whatnot. I mean, you could always put Jimmy on Giannis and if you want to, but Jimmy got to guard K-Mid. I don't know. I think Chris Middleton and Jimmy, that's Jimmy's matchup right there. But Bam can hold his own for stretches. I mean, you just got to see. We got 7 games to figure it out. So, I mean,
that's true. That's very true. So then
we gonna see what works.
We look at the other second round matchup we both have in common with the Raptors and Celtics. That series now, that is a 7-gamer right there. Both teams pretty evened out down to the count.
No, yeah, Raptors Celtics. Yeah, that's down to the wire right there.
I don't even know who I'd pick really, but what will determine the series definitely would be Kyle Lowry and Gordon Hayward. Kyle Lowry gonna be the Kyle Lowry of past when he plays some real comp, or he's gonna be the Kyle Lowry of now, like he was in Game 6 of the Finals last year? Or is Gordon Hayward going to be 18 off the bench, 25, balling like he has been? Or he's going to be like last year Gordon, doing like 8, maybe 9 points?
Man, I'm definitely picking Toronto. No question.
Yeah. I could go with Toronto. That seems like the favorite to go with. I really like them. But I haven't seen Jason play a competitive series since back when he played in his rookie year against Braun. So I don't know what he got in store for us.
I think the Raptors got that championship mindset. They know what it takes to get to that point. So I think that's gonna fare well against the Celtics. Plus, they're deeper than the Celtics. The Raptors got Terrence Davis off the bench. They got Norman Powell off the bench. They got Serge Ibaka off the bench. They got Chris Boucher. They got a whole bunch of weapons off the bench they can use. I think the Celtics, once you get past Marcus Smart and Cantor, next person you got is like Brad Wanamaker, and I don't even know how he even plays, bro. So I think the Raptors is more suited for this. I think the Raptors can come out the East. Keep 100.
I could definitely see that. I could definitely see him being the Bucks again. But I personally, uh, I can't let you pick the Bucks and the Heat because you're gonna go with the Heat. I feel because that's your team. So there's no question.
I'm always go with my guys. I think we could
Of
beat them
course, of
beat
course.
them in,
That's
we could take them to 7, beat them in 7. I think so.
it's,
No
I
home
could
court.
see it. I
No home
could
court.
no home court. Yeah, that's a huge factor. I forgot about that too. No home court in the playoffs. I don't care. Them virtual fanboys might be nice, but that ain't gonna make it feel no difference like they would be in their home arenas.
No, yeah. If it was in the home court, I definitely say the Bucks got us just because the atmosphere. But no home court, anybody could win. It don't even matter. Depending on who coming out the hoop that night.
Definitely, the Raptors are best coming out the East. I could definitely agree with that. But let's go on to the Western Conference. We'll go ahead and run it down. Lakers, Blazers. I got that in 4. That's no question. LeBron coming to play these playoffs. I don't care what nobody says. I see great things coming. I see great things. And then Clippers, Mavericks. I'm gonna go 5 for that one. I feel like Luka and Kristaps, they might get beat, but they're not gonna go away without taking at least one of those games. They're gonna take one. They'll take one. And then when I look at the matchup of the first round, the Rockets and the Thunder.
Yep.
That's a 7-gamer right there. I'm gonna go ahead and say that. Especially with Westbrook possibly being out for the first couple of games, Rockets might be in trouble. Rockets might be in trouble because people really think that James Harden is the reason that they are where they are. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. It's not. It's Russell Westbrook is very key. He's very key on that offense. Shockingly, I don't know how they incorporated him into the offense, being the fact that he shoots not too well from 3, shooting below 35, of course. But somehow they made a way for him to ball out there. But yeah, I got that going to 7. But really shout out to Chris Paul. If it was possible to give Chris Paul, an MVP, I would, because bro has really shut the doubters up this season. He really put the wait, no, I did a 4-5 matchup. I might got that wrong. It might be the 4-5 matchup. My mistake. Did a 4-5 matchup actually. But yeah, Chris Paul really did his due diligence. Got into the 4 seed, 5 seed. Really played well this season. Chris Paul really earning that max contract he got with the Rockets a couple of years ago. But my correction, the 3-6 matchup is actually the Nuggets and the Jazz. Now,
Yep.
I got the Nuggets, definitely. Nuggets, Michael Porter. There's nobody on the team that can guard Michael Porter, especially no Bogdanovic. He's like a leader scorer in the Jazz. Him not being there is a real key.
Yep.
Donovan Mitchell, he can't do it by himself. And Rudy Gobert, I'm sorry, he can't guard Nikola. No, sir. Nikola be killing him. So yeah, that's easy. But nonetheless, listen, that's good with the predictions. But let's go ahead and get to the last topic. Who are your award predictions? So we both got in common with the bubble MVP of Dame Lillard. But who will be your bubble first team?
All right. So, like I said, bubble MVP got to be Dame. All bubble team. I say Dame, Booker, T.J. Warren. Maybe Kristaps Porzingis and Luka, I'd say, or maybe Luka and Nurkic, because Nurkic's been balling out since he got to the bubble. And then even if we went, maybe some second team members or even like the all bubble surprise team, I would have to go Gary Trent Jr., T.J. Warren, Michael Porter Jr. Just guys who hoop. Grayson Allen's been hooping.
I haven't seen Grayson. I've been watching
Grayson
Grayson.
Allen's been balling out, and Karis LeVert's been balling out. So I mean, it's a lot of ways. It really just depends on what you're looking for. I mean, if you're talking about like guys who you didn't expect it from that just came out and hooped in the bubble, or guys who they came out and hoop because they were supposed to come out and hoop. It just really depends on what you're looking for. But yeah, my bubble team would have to be Dame, Book, Warren, Porzingis, and Luka, probably.
Yeah, I feel that, and I'm probably honestly I'm gonna look at it. Yeah, Dame both. They're automatic. They're automatics in there. Now, the last 3 is obviously up for grabs with Kristaps. Kristaps been balling. he has came into his role, so I could agree with you on that one. And Luca has been too. With the center position, I will go with Yerk because that first game in the bubble, bro almost had a quadruple double out there. He was going crazy. But you can't put Giannis out there because
Yeah,
it's
nah,
Giannis.
it's
Giannis gonna do
Giannis.
the same thing. But I like better what you said the all bubble surprise team. Now if it's like that, then me and your things are more likely the same. But then let's go ahead and MVP is definitely Dame. And are they giving up any other awards on the bubble besides
Nah, I don't
teams
even
and
know.
MVPs?
I know they're doing an MVP award. So I think there's no question who that is. That's definitely Damian Lillard. No question.
All right, so now let's look at regular season because it has the NBA stated that whatever they do on these 8 games here does not affect the MVP or any other races that have gone to the biggest race, the surprising upset. How do you feel about the MIP finalists with Luca making over Devontae Graham? Because I feel that Luca should have got it because they'd be like, he won Rookie of the Year last year. How can he improve so much? But Luca has went from Rookie of the Year to being pretty much fourth in MVP voting essentially. So that's like I don't know. He still did
Maybe
have 14 points increase. So
the way you just gotta look at it from the perspective of. I feel like they look at stats a lot for that award. So I mean, if you're looking at all the stats, I mean, Luka's pretty much improved in everything. Like he went from 21 points to 29 points. He went from 6 assists to 9 assists. Went from 7 rebounds to 9 rebounds. So I mean, I think he's well deserved a finalist spot. I mean, I just think that Devontae Graham wouldn't have won anyway. So it's like I
that's
feel
true.
like but then you look at the other guys like Bi and Bam. So I mean they've all improved, and then those three guys were all stars. So I mean that's something they all have in common too.
Yeah, Devontae didn't make the All Star team this year. So yeah, he was pretty much outside looking in for the
Yeah,
MIP race. But um, more than likely the favorite to win that award because of the way it's set up is definitely gonna be Luca. But my surprise, not really surprised, but I guess you can say surprise pick would probably be Brandon Ingram for the fact he's been dropping 25 a
yeah.
game this
I
year.
My pick for that award is Bi, just because he's averaging 25. He was an All Star. I mean,
I want to see that.
25 points a game. That's impressive. No matter how you try to spin it. No matter what team he's on, it's impressive. So I think Bi probably is going to win it. I would like to see Bam win it, but I don't know if he's going to win it. If they're looking at the team success, Bam will probably get it, but I don't know. We're gonna see. But I think the three finalists they got it right. I think so.
Okay, well, that sounds good. All right, so then let's go ahead and look at MVP. Obviously, I'm going with Braun, not because he's on my team, but I feel like Braun went from not making the playoffs last year to first seed in the West, and that is like monumental, really. Even though you can be like, oh, he got AD this year, but nonetheless, even some teams, even with two All Stars like the Rockets, of course, aren't first seed in the West. The Rockets are fifth, and they
Hmm.
have two. They have two of the top 10 guys in the league. Then you look at Kawhi and Paul George, another top 10 duo in the league. They're second still, and they're still 6 games. They're still 4 or 5 games behind the Lakers. So
Hmm.
when you look at it like that, Bron's definitely, and they'd be like, it should be Giannis, but for me, Giannis is doing literally the same exact thing he did last year. He's just got like one more assist more than what he did. It's kind of like when I look at that battle, I think of the Russell Westbrook and James Harden battle for those two MVPs back in 16 and 17, where Russ averaged a triple double, but was six, and I think James Harden was first seed that year, and they gave it to Russ. But the following year, Russ did the triple double again, but they gave it to James because I don't know if it was because of consideration or a sympathy kind of thing. Maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, that's what I think about that. But mine is Brian.
Man, as much as I love LeBron, I think Giannis got this one. Simply off the fact that, yeah, look, Giannis was averaging, close to what he's been averaging, but this year he's averaging it through 3 quarters. As the Bucks are literally trying to sit him like every fourth because they're up by so many points. Also, he finished with the highest PER in NBA history this year. So
I did not know that he was averaging
his
that in
his
three
his
quarters.
his, P, his PER is 31.9.91, which is higher than Wilt's, which he had in 1963. So I mean, to see that, and to see how the Bucks are doing and see how dominant he is, I think there's no way you don't give it to Giannis unless you're voting narrative wise, in which you would give it to LeBron. But shouts out to LeBron though. That man averaged 10 assists for the first time in his career in year 17. So plus
Yeah,
he led to the Lakers to the best record in the Western Conference, which people thought he wasn't going to be all that since he was going to the West. So I don't know. I think Giannis definitely is the winner of the MVP though, in my opinion. And he's just done way too much this year.
so let's go ahead and then let's look at defensive player of the year. I think it was Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, it's Rudy Gobert, Giannis, and AD.
Yeah, that's 80. All right, thank you. All right, because I couldn't find it. So with that, I'm gonna have to go with Giannis. Definitely, he's averaging 2.5 blocks a game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I didn't know Giannis has always played great defense, but the way he's been playing defense this year, guarding 1 through 5, definitely Rudy Gobert can't guard 1 through 5, and AD can't guard 1 through 5 either. So I have to go with Giannis. That's easy
Yeah.
pick.
Yeah, I ain't even going. We don't even need to talk about it. It's Giannis for me.
All right, sixth man of the year, we got Lou Will, Trez, and who's the last one?
Was it Dennis Schroeder?
Yeah, Dennis. I feel like Lou Will might break the NBA record for 4 this year because I haven't been following Dennis Schroeder really, but I don't think Dennis Schroeder has really been a 6 man. He's been starting and he's been 6 man. He's kind of been vice versa for most of the year. So I feel like Lou Williams easily the favorite here. They might give it to Trez because Trez has been balling this year. Both of them averaging 20 plus off the bench. That is insane, really.
I'm definitely
But
giving it to Trez. Me personally, I'm giving it
I
to
would like to
Trez.
see. I would like to see that since we've already had 3 of those things. I
Yeah,
would like to see somebody else get it.
I look at it from a perspective of I feel like a lot of times Lou Williams can be taken out of a game, and I feel like Trez can't ever be taken out of a game just by the fact that he's so tenacious when it comes to the paint. So I mean, I just think that if you look at it from that perspective, I think you got to give it to Trez. I don't see who else you would give it to.
That's true. That's true. All right. So then let's go ahead. Let's see. Rookie of the year. Now, I feel like this is obvious.
Yeah, that's obvious.
I feel like Ja got it.
Yeah, that's obvious.
No question. He's in the play-in, obviously. I don't know how Zion even was a finalist for this award. I don't know.
Nah, man.
He played
See,
10 games. He played 10
nah,
games.
Zion played 19 games, but he played 19 games of averaging 24 points per game and like 7 rebounds. I could see why he was a finalist, but he's definitely not winning it. Kendrick Nunn definitely should get more votes than Zion when it comes to Rookie of the Year. But John Morant is no question the Rookie of the Year. I feel like it should be a unanimous vote. If he like, there's really no. I feel like there's no argument you can make for it. Either of the other two. It's got to be John Morant.
I think the last one would be Coach of the Year. Coach of the Year, we got Nick Nurse, Mike Budenholzer, and Billy Donovan. I had to go with Billy this year, man. The way that he's the Thunder. He's been a kind of a low seed guy in the playoffs, but this year he's in the top 4, top 5. He's higher up than what he was. He might have home court advantage. I don't know the exact standings, but I know he's 4 or 5 regardless of how it looks. But I got Billy. Billy's came to coach this year with the team he got.
I'm gonna go Nick Nurse just because they came into this year. People was writing them off before they even. When Kawhi left, that's when people started writing off the Raptors. They're saying, "Oh, they're not gonna be as good." This, that, and the third. But they came out and they've been balling out, like OD balling out. Like, no, I don't think anybody expected them to be second in the East by that much. You feel me? So, and I think they're poised to get out the East. So, no, I think Billy Donovan is a good choice, but just how I feel like Chris Paul had a lot to do with that, and the pieces that they got and got to work together. I think Nick Nurse kind of rallies his team together in a way, because like I don't know, you're gonna do anything with Chris Paul as your leader. Like Chris Paul, he's probably one of the best leaders in the NBA. But Nick Nurse has been doing this since last year, and even though he had Kawhi Leonard last year, he just continued to lead a great team. So I don't know, I got Nick Nurse. I think Nick Nurse is the best coach in the league. after Greg Popovich, of course.
Yeah, that's very true. So that's kind of really all the topics we have for that. And I'm gonna go ahead and lead into the next episode, which will be about social justice and politics. Those I'm gonna go ahead and just briefly talk about those NBA social justice messages. I feel like the NBA did a great job with giving them a great list. They had a lot of things on there, um, but can't not miss out how the WNBA has also did their part. They have, I think they've actually exceeded what the NBA has did because they kind of more freelance with it. The WNBA has those women have taken into their own hands by creating their own T-shirts and their own slogans. Like they're not even using what the WNBA is giving them. They're like they might can't wear them on the court, but when they be walking from their team buses and in any other setting where they're known they're gonna have cameras on them, they have their own thing, and that's really good to see. And I feel like the NBA, they done not to mention they did a good job. Good to see everybody, taking a stand for what's going on in the country. But enough about that. Really, we're gonna leave that for the next episode. And that's all I got for episode 1 of Corona Sports. And tune in for episode 2 of Social Justice and Politics. And this is Ira signing off, and then PJ over there as well signing off.
Yes, sir. We out here. Peace out. Peace out.
And this is You're Not Gonna Like This, and see y'all soon.